Hello, welcome back. Right, as you can see, the object or the subject of today's game is Trantor, the Last Stormtrooper by Go in 1988, written by Probe Software. Available for the Spectrum Amstrad Commodore 64. I have the Spectrum cassette here. I've played it very, very briefly and didn't enjoy it that much. But I was asked a while ago if I could, by someone on YouTube, if I could sort of take a look at all three versions of it. And it's not that I don't do people's requests, it's just that I completely forget. I don't write things down on bits of paper and stuff. Perhaps I should, and I'm so confused. I don't have any kind of schedule or anything. I just have a look at a game and think, oh, I'll do that one. You have to excuse me if I'm sort of shifting around a bit uncomfortably as well. The problems I've had with diverticulitis, a sort of colon disease in the past, you think I'd have avoided having a Bombay bad boy pot noodle, but I didn't. I couldn't help myself, I'm afraid, and now I'm suffering a bit for it. But hey ho, it'll pass. I'm used to it now. But anyway, yeah, the object of the game is you play Trantor, the Last Stormtrooper, and you've crash landed on a planet, and you've got to find your way around all these various caverns and locations and stuff, getting passwords from computers. Shooting bad guys with a fuck-off great big flamethrower. Never played the Amstrad or Commodore 64 versions, so the aim of it is literally just to put all three of them together, see what the strengths and weaknesses are, differences and similarities, and just to have a discussion about it. Particularly invite you, if you knew one version in particular, what you thought of the ones you'd never seen before, and vice versa. So anyway, the running order, Spectrum's going to go last because that's the one I have played and have some experience of, although not a great amount, and you'll see that I'm sort of crap at it. You know, nothing's new there from video to video, is it? So Amstrad goes first, Commodore 64 second, ZX Spectrum. Okay, see you in a sec. Okay, welcome back. Right, let's get to looking at the first version of this game. As I said, I've played the Spectrum version very briefly before, so that's going to go last because that's what I'm familiar with. So first up out of the box is the Amstrad CPC version. So let's get it going. I want to find out what's on the disc. Right, so then run Trantor. Right, I don't know how long this is going to take to load. Hello, you can see me reflection, super reflective screen on this bleeding TV, and you know, sometimes that causes focus issues. Now there's a really nice loading screen that sort of popped up more or less instantly. I like it on the Spectrum version, it kind of faded in. It was a really, really clever loading screen on the Spectrum. Now I don't know this game on the Amstrad at all. This is the fucking hell, Jesus Christ. Oof. Right, okay, that was pretty impressive, but it also took me completely by surprise. I had the telly up a bit too loud. I was watching the football, the Arsenal match on it yesterday. Right, let's see how long this takes till we're into the game itself. Ah, right, yeah, the Spectrum's got this really, really nice animated intro. That's still a bit loud, isn't it? So let's turn that down a bit. Really, really nice. That is carrying out erstwhile Last Stormtrooper all the way down to the bottom. I don't think this can be skipped, and even if it could, I'm going to keep it going because it's the first time I've seen this on the Amstrad, and it's pretty impressive. Nice and colourful, chunky, really nice sort of music going on there. Right, there we go, off he tots. There's a bit of a over-exaggerating theatrical dive there, Mr. Stormtrooper. Right, so what's going on now? We're going to get into the game itself. Boy racer going past there, I don't know if you could hear that. Alright, come on. Right, okay. We seem to be getting somewhere. Is it going to load? There's nothing happening. Let's talk. Oh, right, I was going to say, let's talk amongst ourselves. That's really nice. Let me just close that curtain. A second. Yoga, come on in. Come on in. Let's get the dog in. Right. So, by David Perry, graphics by Nick Bruty, as you can see there. They were also behind the very, very colourful, although I didn't enjoy it that much, Dan Dare 3. Right, let's redefine our keys. Of course, I'm not playing with the bleeding joystick. Who comes up with these controls? Right, O, P, Q, A, space, and we'll have H for pause. Right, I'm going to play with keyboard, so let's get into this. So it sounds really nice, and the sort of console thing there is really colourful. Now the aim is I've got to sort of get as quickly as I can to terminals around the sort of game to stop that timer sort of going down. These things here sort of enhance my or increase my life. You see if I sort of do that. Now these graphics are bloody impressive. Very, very colourful, very vivid colours. There we go. I've got to reset the timer, that timer now. You see my health is that bar on the left, that's going down. So if I hot foot it back this way to where those sort of aqualung sort of type things were, I'll be able to, whoa, there we go. Now the bar on the right is my sort of flamethrower energy, if you like. Very, very, it looks great, sounds great, but like I found with the Spectrum version when I played it quite a while back, it's sort of quite shallow. Terminal deactivated. Well, that's always a good sign, isn't it? So I've got to try and find another terminal. Whoops! And Trantor. There are no more Stormtroopers now. Try Ludo instead, you cheeky bastards. Right, let's try that again. Play with keyboard. Sort of like, as you can guess, I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing on this. But yeah, Amstrad owners, your thoughts please and memories of this from back in the day. It is a wonderfully colourful game. Fantastic graphics, which we know the Amstrad was capable of. And sounds really, really great. I've found B. I don't even know what that means. Oh, this is going to be a short journey. Oh, I'm going to die soon. Ah, not before. Right, these things here are lifts, and I can use these to go down levels and stuff. Yeah, like I said before, it's all very pretty. But there doesn't seem to be an awful lot more to it than this. I found E. Ooh, yay. I'm good at finding stuff. There's some wonderful sort of explosion effects going on there as well. Let's go down here, shall we? Does that go? Is that an upper or a downer? That's an upper. Oh. Oh, that sounded right. Yeah, pretty good example of what the Amstrad is capable of in the right sort of hands. The graphics are, like I've said about 5 times now, wonderful. And it's going to be interesting to see how it compares against its compatriots, Commodore 64, and oh, absolutely pathetic. Thanks for the encouragement, Probe. Should we have one more go? Yeah, let's have one more go. The aim of it is just really to show the similarities and weaknesses of, similarities and differences between all the versions. And this has got to go down as, so far, one of the best looking Amstrad games that I've played. Although I'm sure there are many, many more. Like I said, the aforementioned Dan Dare 3. But again, like I also said, I didn't find, although it looked very pretty, I didn't find it particularly playable. And oh, Oh, in the nick of time. Right, so I'm going to go down here now. It's really, really good animation on the character as well. Interesting to see if that standard is maintained across the other versions. Ooh. Right. Haven't got a clue what I'm doing here. Oh. Now this is a nice backdrop. Oh, right, okay. Yes, I know. Right, that was Trantor, the last Stormtrooper, very, very quickly for the Amstrad CPC 464. Yeah, excellent graphics, amazing sound, really great animation, but a bit shallow. And I'm suspecting the other versions are going to sort of more or less imitate that. Right, let's move on and try the Commodore 64. Okay, right, Commodore 64's turn for Trantor, the last Stormtrooper released by Go Software. Again, oh, Jesus Christ, that doesn't sound great. Oh, right, okay. For the Commodore 64, yeah, but let's get rid of that cracked sort of thingamy that's going on there. And that doesn't look promising either. Oh, right, okay, right. Okay, so here we are. Into it. This is the very first time I've played the Commodore 64 version. We've just seen the Amstrad, how sort of nice and colourful it was. Let's see what this is like. Oh, right, so we can play with keys. What's that? A, Z, up and down, greater than, lesser than, left and right, and space to fire. Right, yeah, I'm not going to bother with... what is it I'm not going to bother with? I'm not going to bother with the joystick. I'm going to try this with the keys. Because I hate joysticks. Right, okay. Would have been nice if you could redefine them. The graphics, oh, you know, they're a bit purple. Nowhere near as much colour as the Amstrad version. The flamethrower is a bit wanky. Nice sounds. And it would appear that, oh fuck, that the meters are inverted, because on the Amstrad I could swear the life meter was on the left hand side up the top there. On the Commodore it seems that it's, oh no, it is on the, right, okay, hang on, is it? Right, okay, so let's go down. Yeah, I mean, it's doesn't look horrible, it sounds good. Oh, right, okay. Oh, I didn't know those boxes gave you things. Perhaps I should have paid attention or read some instructions. I never knew that on the specky version that the last time I played it either, so I shall keep an eye out for those. Right, yeah, I mean, it's well enough animated, he looks the part, I suppose. But again, it's just a bit shallow. So Commodore 64 owners, did you play this much back in the day? And if so, what did you make of it? What did you think? Right, so there's another thing there. Stormtrooper, you've looked in here before. Have I? I haven't been this way before, so what are you talking about? Unless it's looping around. Flame is running out. Oh dear. If I'm the last Stormtrooper, the ones before me must have been really shit. I found something. Right. And indeed, not a fantastic death animation. That just popping into a load of stars. But it's presented nicely. Let's give that a couple more goes just to sort of see if I can get very far. But it's more or less sort of exactly the same as the Amstrad version. It's well animated. Colours are nowhere near as good as the Amstrad version. Sounds the part, but it's just a bit dull. I'm probably going to get flamed for that, but what can I say? It's just what I think of it, really. it is basically a simple, sort of pretty run and gun, but on the C64 it's not particularly pretty. Colour-wise, I mean. What did I find? It in some, alright, okay. You want to disappear, mate. Right, I need that. Oh, that came just in the nick of time, that did. So let's try this way on this level now. Now those ones at sort of foot level. Right, so I've reset the timer there. It's very blue down here, so it must be quite cold. So don't waste your flamethrower, Trantor. Right, so I've got extra time. That don't sound great, does it? Oh. Come on. It is good that they've put an option in to be able to control it with keys as opposed to joysticks as well, because, you know, I suspect I'm getting more sort of enjoyment out of it than I would otherwise. Ah, look, I'm dead. Right, that was just a quick go on the Commodore 64 version of Trantor, the Last Stormtrooper. Yeah, as I said before, really, it looks really nice. The colours are a bit strange, but then they tend to be on the Commodore games. But you know, it's a well put together game, but just it's sort of very shallow. Right, let's go and have a look and see what the Specky has got to offer. And I suspect it's going to be exactly the same. But let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Right, waiting for Trantor, the Last Stormtrooper, on the Specky to kick in with the sort of same wonderful introduction sequence the Amstrad version had. I'm not going to skip this because I really enjoy it. I don't know if the Commodore 64 version had this, if you loaded it from tape, because of course using SD to IEC I'm just using, what am I using? Disk files. So Commodore fans, please let me know if that was in fact the case, or whether or not this wasn't included on it. Now, I really like the intro. Oh, there we go. He's he's now the Last Stormtrooper. So I'm having to play this in 48K mode because it kept on crashing no matter what version of 128 I tried. So, oh, hang on, what do I want to do? Right, no, not space. Come on, what's going on here? Right. So I presume this one is define your keys, is it? Thank God for that. I can have my favourite OPQA space, and what am I going to have for a board? I'll have tea. So let's play Trantor. Again by David Quinn and Nick Bruti. Let's see, let's go into it. Play. Oh, I suspect I've got to press enter. Oh, that was a bit of a weird input set. Again, really sort of nice. Oh, I've got a hamburger. Oh, I'll go there again. I like burgers, as you can probably tell. Yeah, nice graphics, colourful. Reset the timer. Password letter found. Oh right, so they're all password letters. So okay, so I've been playing different. I've got another burger. Oh. No good for my cholesterol. Now, you don't seem to be able to jump and fire on this version, which I think you could on the others. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. There's more flamethrower fuel. I have to say, I don't even know what that is. This is, I I mean, it's not bad, but it's not playing as well as the other two versions, I don't think. Oops. What are your thoughts on that? You agree with me or not? The big spikes. No one likes a big spike. Oh, and Trantor's dead, but nice death animation there. I got a spike through my head. Yeah, okay, thanks for that. So let's go back into it again. So again, like the other versions, it's really sort of quite polished. Oh, come on, I want to play the game. There we go. Right, let's go. Oh shit, what have I done? Yeah, right, okay, I forgot to select keys. I'm a waste of electricity. Thank you so much. This is, even by my standards, this is crap gameplay. Right, so okay, done that. Now let's get into it. Right, I'm going to go this way now. Yeah, this is not... It suffers from the same problems as the other one, the other versions, in that it's a bit sort of... it's not a bad game, don't get me wrong, but it's just not one that sort of makes me think I'm going to come back and play an awful lot, hence the reasons there's an awful long time between me playing, or since the last time I've played it. Now what's that? Oh, that's where I bleeding started, wasn't it? I've just gone around in a big circle. Righty-ho, okay. Ah, and I'm dead again. Oh dear. Is that you, Fergus? Who's Fergus? I wonder. It was someone to do with probe, I would have thought. Right. Come on. I've done it again, haven't I? Right, okay. Let's get on with it. Come on. Right, so I want to press select. Remember to select keys, Baz. Right, okay, there we go. Right. Right. Is there a burger in there this time? Yep. Now I remember there being sort of a big play made about these graphics in the Spectrum Press back in the day, and you know, rightly so, because they are really, really good. Oops, and well animated, but as I said as well, the game behind it is just a bit humdrum. Perhaps you disagree with me. And it's slower than I sort of thought it might be. Right, so I've got a clock reset thing there. Yeah, sort of not being able to jump and fire is... Right, come on. Oh, fuck it. Yes, I know it's deactivated. I want to get out of the way of it. Oh, I'm not going that way. Those things killed me the first time. Whatever that is. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get good at this game anytime soon, so I think I'll just sort of leave it there. So that was the final version of the 3, so let's move to the outro. Okay, there we go. Trantor, the last Stormtrooper. We saw Amstrad, we saw Commodore 64, we saw ZX Spectrum. As I sort of hinted throughout, not my sort of favourite game. I found it quite sort of shallow. I can appreciate its the professionalism in its production, etc. But like I said, I found the game just a little bit too much, not much to do. Going through the different versions of the three, the Amstrad looked the best, sounded the best, played the best. It really is a great looking game, and you know, if you'd have seen that on display in a shop, you'd have been like, wow. The Commodore 64 version usually Commodore 64 games usually get criticised because of the sort of quality and clarity of their graphics, but I thought, apart from the usual you know, issues regarding colours, I thought the main sprite was really well animated on the Commodore 64, and I thought it played only slightly less well than the Commodore 64 version. And the Spectrum version, as you saw, I wasn't particularly good at it. There were some issues that I had. Again, nice graphics, really well presented, but yeah, it's not the kind of game I'm gonna sort of like revisit anytime soon. I mean, it was probably about 2 or 3 years since I last played the Spectrum version of that, so it's not something that sort of, you know, I hearken back to with fondness. But there are going to be some of you out there that absolutely loved it. I do remember it sort of reviewing fairly well back in the day. It's by no means a poor game. I just think it's a little bit repetitive. But I'm interested in your thoughts. Right. Anyway, that's the end of that video. If you liked it, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. If you do subscribe, please take the time to join in with the conversation and discussions, because that, after all, is what it's all about. See you in the next one. Bye.